I waited. Yo, I was a little bit wind here. That's a good thing. I took off my shoes too. How's it? This is Cameron, and I'm walking the coastline of South Africa. This section of the trip is about how I walked from the Jolly Rubino Shipwreck to Richards Bay and then went to Empembeni. When I started my hike on day 16, you can see how the Jolly Rubino Shipwreck had disappeared underneath the waves. The day started off quite well. It was a really pretty scenic walk. While I was walking, I managed to pass some shore life, and this cow looked me in the eyes and started pooping. It was quite weird. As I was walking, I started to notice that the sand was getting blacker and blacker. I found this really cool stone on the beach, what I consider the perfect pebble. Let me know what you guys think. Oopsie daisy. While I was walking, I managed to find a suitable campsite, but there was a river I wanted to cross while the tide was low, so I just walked past the river. But then on the other side, there were so many fishermen. And the thing is that I don't really like anyone to know specifically where I'm camping, because I'm vulnerable being alone most of the time. So I headed up the dune. It was called number 7. I headed up the dune and I found a place to camp there, out of sight, out of everyone. And there was actually a very sketchy fisherman that I had passed, so I didn't want him in particular to know exactly where I was going to be. Walking up this hill was super duper tough. I had to take a few breaks because the sand was so soft, and I'd already walked about 26.5 kilometers this day, so I was absolutely finished as I was hiking up. At least the view was nice. I slept here and then called that a night. The next day I woke up and one of the villagers took me to his village to get some water because I didn't have enough. I then made it back down to the beach and continued walking, and you can see there's a lot of black sand over here. Interestingly enough, the sand is magnetic because my camera, my DJI camera, has a magnetic mount, and the sand was sticking to it. I still can't get it out after all this time. It was really cool walking and seeing all of these black beaches as I was walking from Empembeni to Richards Bay. It was quite sketchy though. The advice that the fishermen had given me yesterday, where they said that, you know, I would be walking in the water, actually came to light this time. There were so many spots where I was pinned against the coast or pinned against cliffs, and I had to walk past, and all of the waves just kept on crashing into me. The thing about these cliffs too is that they're made of this clay, so it's very soft and it washes away. This is one of the times I had to time the tide in order to try and reduce how wet I got and if I would actually be able to cross. Trust me, it gets a lot worse.
Oh, it's a good thing. I waited. Yo, I don't know if we've been here. It's a good thing. I took my shoes too.
I had to cross over so many clay cliffs and walk through in the water so often that eventually I started getting really excited when I was walking on the beach and it was flat like this. This is one of the spots where I actually had to climb up onto those clay cliffs and I had to walk across. It was really sketchy because the clay is so soft and slippery. So with my 25-30 kg backpack, I had to walk across and I had to jump, and there were a lot of times where I had to fall on my ass in order to. In particular, there was one spot that completely ruined me. I tried to cross this outpost into the sea and ended up with a rogue wave coming and hitting me. So all of my stuff got wet. Thankfully I made it to Richards Bay, so I was able to get some supplies and do my washing. I also bought a new bag and repackaged my bag. I rested in Richards Bay for 2 days before heading out. I was actually in quite a rush to head out because this was the week before the March to March protests. I think I left on the 26th of July and there was a massive protest in Richards Bay. And the thing is that some people didn't really understand what I was trying to do and so thought that I was a foreigner. Thankfully, I managed to get out of Richards Bay. I had to take 3 taxis and I was a bit scared because you can't see it in the videos, but outside the window they were doing the massive protest at Richards Bay taxi ranks. It took me 3 taxis to get out and I did not want to wait until the 30th of June deadline. I was heading to Empembeni because there was no way for me to cross the harbour, and so I just took taxis across the harbour and got dropped off on the other side. Once I got to Empembeni, I started to walk towards the beach. I made a few friends along the way, and this guy showed me this really cool bridge that the old man of the village had built. Eventually I made it to the beach. I walked back towards the harbor and then doubled back to Empembeni, where I had dinner. So in total, during my trip I've walked 251 kilometers of the coastline. Don't forget to subscribe for more.